Hello and welcome to a new episode of Minds of the Nile podcast, where we bring you the remarkable stories and insights of Egypt's brightest mind. And today we have the honor of hosting Professor Hesham Sallam, the founder of Mansoura University Vertebrate Paleontology Center, a one-of-a-kind institution in the Middle East dedicated to studying and documenting the prehistory and evolution of animals with backbones. Hello and welcome.
Hi, my pleasure to be here with you guys.
First of all, I have to start with your recent international recognition and the international award. You have been awarded the Robert Lincoln Award. It's a very prestigious award, and it's a one award per year for a scientist who has done an excellence in scholarly research and discoveries.
It was really a surprising moment to get an email from the Society of Vertebrate Paleontology telling me that I was actually get this award, because this award is not like any other award you apply for. Just you, without your knowledge, other scientists nominate you to this award. And I do remember very well when I get that email. I was really surprising. I just read it over 3 times to recognize it's for me. And it's really an astonishing moment for me, and it's a clear recognition from the greatest society in our field, saying that you have been doing a great job to bring paleontology science here in Egypt to the level of excellency.
Tell me about this moment. You're on stage and you're an Egyptian scientist and the first professor in Egypt to be specialized in this science. And you see all the international scientists and all the nationalities are recognizing your efforts and your long journey.
Yeah, well, if you see it in a different way, the Vertebrate Paleontology Society is just like a small family, so we know each other. If not, we are not meeting together, but also we are reading papers to each other and reviewing it. So we know people around this, and when first time the society know that Egypt universities back in days lacking that discipline and vertebrate paleontology, all the discoveries before 2010 made by foreigners, and all the recognitions that go back to them. But once I came back from University of Oxford after I get my PhD, I decided to not work alone and deliver my knowledge to the new generation of new scientists who really like to be a paleontologist. So I did really great work to bring Egypt to that level. And the Society of Vertebrate Paleontology watched that over years, and it's really a great moment to see this return back moment. All the hard work over the past years just vanished after this when I was in the stage. And I see all of the colleagues and the students recognize this work as an excellent work. That was a great moment for me, especially.
Now, when we mention Sallam Lab, it's really recognized and everyone knows the great discoveries you have worked on in the past few years. But this journey started more than 10 years ago. It was only an empty room and an empty table and a chair.
This is indeed was the fact. When I came back from Oxford with the degree of PhD, at that time none of the Egyptian universities had PhD holder in that discipline, and I decided really to move forward and bring Egypt to the level of worldwide recognition. So from the day one in my journey during my PhD, I literally learned to deliver. So each single thing I learned during that PhD period, I was in my background having a thought that I'm gonna how to deliver this to the next generation of Egyptian scientists.
I just really want to ask, so how did you have like a vision for establishing Sallam Lab from this moment, or when exactly did you decide to create the Sallam Lab?
Well, it took me 2 years during my PhD to know the lay of the land there, and after 2 years, I do remember very well, and I sat on a table during lunchtime and draft 6 goals to become measurable goals for my life, and to be kind of the structure of my dream. The first goal was actually attract the top-tier Egyptian students who are passionate about vertebrate paleontology. The second would be set up a well-equipped lab in one of the Egyptian universities. And the third one is actually running expeditions looking for hidden treasures in Sahara Desert in Egypt. And the fourth one is actually collaborate with great scientists around the world. And the fifth would be actually doing kind of like multiple disciplinary outreach with starting from kindergarten up to universities, and even people who actually retired and like to do something for science. And the sixth one is actually to build in the Natural History Museum of Egypt. I would say I did great job in the first five goals, and literally I'm living my dream. But we are waiting for the sixth one to be one day come true.
I'm so excited to hear from you about this sixth goal, and you was talking to me, and you have a very clear vision, how you imagine it and everything about it. I would be very excited to talk about it, but I want to talk about the discoveries, the major discoveries you have done with Sallam Lab over the past few years. And they started in 2017 with the Qarmoutus.
Yes, indeed.
So tell me more about this.
So Qarmoutus is the 41-year-old catfish that was actually hidden in the layer of Wadi Al-Hitan, the famous UNESCO heritage site here in Egypt. And it's really funny story because it was collected during the first journey or the first trip for my senior student, Sana Said, who is the first author on that paper. And I do remember very well because Sana Said coming from the kind of like a conservative background, and her dad was not happy having her staying in the deserts, looking for rocks or fossils. And yeah, we will kind of like, she convinced him to let her go on that trip. And yeah, we collected that, but at that time, I didn't know this is gonna be her master degree. And she was, I do remember very well when Sana came to my office, knocked the door, asked him to join me in one of my trips to unearthing Egyptian natural history. And I didn't believe in her at all at that time, because she is a girl coming from the conservative background. And I told myself, this is not gonna survive with me, given that we going into the desert and stay in the middle of nowhere with very limited resources and stuff like that. And culturally is not something common in Egypt back then. But I told myself, give it a try. And she actually surprised me. She was really incredible in the field, very talented, very passionate about paleontology, and she is very clear into it. And I start to change my beliefs. It's not about gender, it's all about passion. And she becomes my hero now. She's the senior of the lab, of Sallam Lab, and I'm really looking forward to see her future taking over Sallam Lab to the next level. But go back to Qarmoutus. I took her to the field, and she actually did a great job. We brought Qarmoutus back to Mansoura University and started working on it. And she asked me for a point for her master, and I told her Qarmoutus is a great fossils. It's going to be a really important discovery. And she did a great job in describing and comparing it, and actually doing all of the phylogenetic analysis. And she named it Qarmoutus Hitanensis. Qarmoutus comes from Qarmout, an Arabic name for catfish, and Hitanensis because of the geographic place that we collected from. And she made a history because she was the first female ever from the Middle East to name a new genus and species for science, and actually to be a lead author in that paper that published in 2017 and get really international recognition as well. I do remember that National Geographic actually wrote about Sana's journey and that discovery.
I'm so happy because this journey is not only about discovering science, but also about discovering the potential of
absolutely
Egyptian women and women from the Middle East and their capabilities and how far they can go.
And also change people's beliefs. They change my beliefs from being like, I need a boy who can help me lifting stuff, and you can see some pictures in this episode that Sana actually doing a great job lifting a huge jacket of whale fossils skull.